Here we go, season 2024. Co-head coach Ryan Pezzetti. Coach, it's done. Practice is ready to go. What is those emotions for those guys, trying to keep them focused on the task at hand?
You know what? First game's always exciting, especially when you get a chance to play a top 5 opponent with Ankeny. Big fans. We're expecting that. Get big support. And our kids are excited.
You have a team that you bring back a great offensive line, a defensive line. You've got parts. You've got these great parts. What do you do to get the parts to become a whole?
You know what? There's pieces that we have coming back, but there's also some holes that we had to fill from a year ago, which is exciting for some kids to see if they can step up and fit the mold of what we need.
New opportunity for Chase Kluver to play a lot of football, but he's a guy that has a huge football IQ. How do you walk him through all the stuff he's got to worry about tonight?
You know what? It's just one play at a time. It's one practice at a time, sharing him with the defensive staff and making sure he's dialed in on what he needs to do on the defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. We know it's a daunting task, to play 2 ways in 5A football. Will he play 100% of the time? That's up to him, and that's up to how he handles it. It might be 75, and it might be a little bit less than that. Who knows? But you know what? It's been done before with kids that we've coached, and it'll be done again.
Braden Jackson's getting an opportunity now to get a lot. You have Sam Yeager. You got new guys and some skill spots. It always seems to be you absolutely reload on your skill spots.
You know what? Both of those young men are outstanding kids, great families. When you look at Braden, a year ago he had a great year. He's an all-state football player, but he's overshadowed a little bit by Elijah Porter. Rightfully so. Elijah's at Northern Illinois this year, doing a great job. Then you have Sam Heather that just kind of developed into who he is, and he's kind of he does it all for us. He catches passes, he blocks, he runs. He's a great equalizer, and he's tough, just for us because we get to do everything in the same personnel sets with him.
That offensive line talked about, they're all returning. What is it about them? What is it about a returning offensive line that gives you excitement?
Oh, that's great. A year ago, when we were talking before this first game, we were very inexperienced. We didn't know what to expect. They surprised us a little bit. They got better from week to week, and by the end of the year, they were really doing a great job. This year there's a new face here and there, but they're all the same. And to see that, and to see some other guys step up and be part of it, it's very exciting for us.
Defensively, Isaiah Bassett comes back, is a guy that we'll know from name because he punted and he played defensive line. Who else should we look at up front?
You know what? Reed Anderson has done a great job. He was an outstanding player a year ago. Carlos Blunt. You look at Mitchell Greider, Malachi Curvey, obviously Chase Kluver. We're going to play a lot of guys on defense. I'm obviously going to miss some, but they're fast. We teach them to be physical. Hopefully they are. And looking forward just to see where we stand.
Anderson brings me to the co-defensive guys. You said that really started to work last year, and you're continuing again this year. What is it that you like about that?
Selflessness. We got 2 coaches that are outstanding for kids. They do a great job. They meet with them in the film room. They do all the little things that they need to make a defense as good as they can.
Defensively then, secondary, you always have speed back there. Isaac Brule is back. He did have some injuries last year, but he's a guy that I've had a Brule penciled in for years, so have you. What about them?
You know what? It's inexperienced, but they can do it. And you know what? We just got to see on Friday night how well they can do it, and they got to really step up. Ankeny's got a great offense. They got a lot of returners on offense. To slow them down is going to be a huge task for us, and our defensive backfield is going to have to play huge.
There's no secrets in high school football. There's no secrets in town, especially when you've played a team twice in the last calendar year. What is it about that opportunity to feature the 2 big teams here in town?
Oh, it's great for our community. It's great for our kids. Very rarely does any football player in the state get to play in front of a crowd of this size. If you go to Iowa State, UNI, you get those opportunities. But very, very few times in high school football can you step on the field and both sides are packed and there's people leaking out the bottom.
And a new north end zone project. You finally get to you don't have to go half a mile to get into the locker room.
You know what? That'd be nice. That would be nice for sure. And they did a great job with it. We got a complete stadium now, which is great. I know our visiting teams will like that as well.
Well, we always have to tell them you're in that pole building. It was a little bit of a different thing, but again, I think I talked about this last year. Two coaches that have both been Hawks in play. Again, that just to me adds a little extra juice. Of you guys, both you and Coach Bauer, have heavy investment in this community. When it comes to football.
Yeah, I was born and raised here. You know what? I've been around football my whole life and truly enjoy being around the kids, just like Coach Pezzetti does and our staff. We don't get wrapped up in the history of things too much. You know, we talk about it every once in a while, but it's a day-to-day. Kids change from year to year, and teams do too.
Well, let me do that. How about, is that okay if I do it that way?
Yeah.
Lastly, keys. You know, it's always about turnovers and who shows up. And again, the speed of tonight is going to be, you're going to see a lot of things unfold. What do you see?
Yeah, turnover, special teams. That's what's going to boil down to. Obviously, we always say who can run the ball and who can stop the run. You know, absolutely for sure. But it's turnovers and special teams. You know, if we don't turn the ball over and play good special teams, we should be fine. Offensively, they're going to make plays. We'll make plays. It's just it's going to be balanced, you know. At the end, you know, you look at those two things. That's what it's going to boil down to, in our opinion.
It's supposed to be fun too.
Yeah, we're going to try.
Go ahead, Coach Ryan Pezzetti. We're back here in a moment here on the pregame show kickoff, coming your way soon here on CISN.